and Kibaki loved reading. Then I'm also told, I never met Thabo Mbeki, although he came to Nairobi, and I saw a picture of him buying books at a prestige bookshop in Nairobi, a bookshop that I also go to. He likes reading. Of course, Mandela was one of the best readers. So just look at that and see what reading can do. But we have denied our children reading. It's time that we revive this as we celebrate reading. That's why in 2019, when a former member of staff at Rongo came to work at Kibabi and introduced this idea, we picked it up immediately. We didn't have a budget, but I did all we could to get some money to join Professor Bubu. And now we can see what a wonderful idea it is. For us, about 43 schools have benefited since 2021. So in 2 years, 43 schools, then 3 community libraries. The books that have been shared out are 47,000. Now, if we add what we hope to get this week, the number will come up to about 70. Consider. Now, books, like Professor Budu said, have a lot of positive impact. So it's something that is good to do. In Bungoma, the schools that have benefited are sharing good news about improved performance in English. So you can see what these books are doing. Then the culture of reading keeps our kids away from mischief. The issue of mental health, I think, can be minimized if we embrace the culture of reading even more. And that is why at Kibabi University we are committed. We are committed to growing this project so that many more schools can benefit, and by extension, more children and families. We also want to rope in the county government like Rongo has done, and also the national government, so that they can have a buy-in, and particularly our ministry, and support this through enhancing the budget and also providing logistic support. So as I conclude, I wish to invite all of you to Maliki Secondary School Library, where we are celebrating on Monday. Chris, are you coming?
Definitely.
So it's good we came here first, so we have picked a few ideas about how to organize the function. I'm sure those of you who will come to Maliki will not feel disadvantaged. You will definitely enjoy it. So we look forward to seeing you at Maliki next Monday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Professor. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to invite the founder of the African Library Project, Chris Borsha, to make her presentation and also to give her remarks. Please.
Jambo. Today we are celebrating, and I hope you will celebrate with me and not make me look silly when I sing, and you join me. Jambo, Jambo Bwana, Habari Gani, Muzari Sana. Jambo, Jambo Bwana, Habari Gani, Muzari Sana. And so that's all I know.
Wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata, Kenya nchi yetu, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, yakapendeza.
So I'm not used to your protocol. But I do want you to know how excited our team is to be here joining you. And I'm just going to speak from my heart, just like you spoke from yours. And I was wondering why all these seats were empty in the front, and I thought maybe you didn't want to be that close to us, but then I realized the shade is back there. My name is Chris, and I'm the founder of the African Library Project. We are so pleased that each of you are here today because you are each part of the chain that is growing literacy in Western Kenya. And actually, since we have so many of our partners here from the rest of, from other countries in Africa, this is a very special group of people. So, Vice Chancellors, thank you for providing such excellent leadership and support to this program. Couldn't do it without you. Rose, I just learned that Rose from the governor's office is a good friend of Deborah, who is a friend of mine in the U.S., and she is the one that originally said you should talk to Professor Gudu, and she is the connection between all of us, so we owe her a big round of applause. And she's also here at the governor's office. Who knew? I didn't know that. Okay. So the community leaders, are there some library committee members here? Yeah. Do we have some library committee members? No? Yes. Yes? Yes. You guys are very important because you make that connection with the outside of the school, and you are key to making these libraries sustainable. Teachers, you're on the front line with those students. You are delivering learning. That is so important. And so many of you, even our partners, they all started out as teachers. So we really, really appreciate you. The school administrators that are here, I know they're head teachers, and you're the glue that keeps the school going and keeps it together and supports literacy and programs like this. I don't think there's any children here right now, they're all left, but you know the children are really why we're here. They bring us so much joy, and they are our future. And then, of course, there are the librarians. How many librarians do we have here? Raise your hand. You're a teacher librarian? Nobody out there? Why are you here? Yes! Yes! And back here, some of you, I know you are librarians. Anyway, we love you. We love you. Because, well, I mean, it's so obvious. We are celebrating all the achievements that you are creating today. And we have a tradition in the African Library Project of celebrating with a cheer. And I'm going to teach you right now. And it's called a Keynote. And you do it by, you clap 3 times to the left. So I want you to join me. I can't do it with this microphone. Wait, I need a microphone holder. Okay, somebody, yes. Thank you, need you. Okay, you go. Woo! And then you kind of point to whoever you're. Well, we're celebrating librarians right now with this Kilo. Come back. Okay, Kilo for librarians. Thank you. So I speak on behalf of the 37 international visitors this week that we have. And when I say where you're from, please stand up so that the country some pride. From Botswana, South Africa, and we have, and from Kenya, our team from Kenya. We have we're lucky to have some of our board of directors. Ghana, oh, excuse me, Ghana. We also are lucky to have some members of our board of directors here. Can you guys stand up? All right. And, oh my goodness, when my phone turns off, I'm lost. That's it.
U.S. volunteers.
Oh, thank you for that. And the United States. All these people from the United States are volunteers, I want you to know. And they all paid to get here on their own, and they're completely on their own dollar. We are proud to partner with Rongo and Kibabi, and we're so impressed by your mission of providing community service, and we are so honored that you are doing it by creating libraries throughout Migori and Kibabi counties, and so proud to partner you. So let's kilo for Rongo and Kibabi. Yeah. Today we are celebrating, I do mean celebrating, 20 years of the African Library Project. Next month it will be 20 years that the story you heard from my daughter, Mariah, about when we were pony trekking in Lesotho. It was 20 years ago in April that we made that trip. We are celebrating 4,000 libraries. They're being shipped, the 4,000th is being shipped this week, probably Wednesday. And we are serving over 4 million readers on the continent. So, yeah. To create those 4,000 libraries, U.S. volunteers organize a book drive in their local community. And they tell their local community about your communities and how you have applied for a library. They look at your application and learn more about Kenya or wherever they're sending their library. They read our guidelines about what kinds of books to send, and they raise the money to ship those books. So they have to raise about $650. I don't know what that is in shillings, but that is a lot. A lot. And they do it in all kinds of ways, because a lot of them are kids that are doing these book drives. There are children, there's schools, there's companies, there are church groups, Girl Scouts, families, elders, all kinds of people are doing book drives. And they do things like they sell cookies, they bake and sell cookies to raise the money, or they do car washes. They ask their friends and family to contribute. And they do this because they love books and reading, and they want your children to have books and be able to read too. Now, especially when we talk to the teacher librarians. I get you guys. I know that you may or may not love to read yourself. Yet. You may or may not. And it's not surprising because a lot of you probably didn't grow up with books available to read. And I'm not sure how you got your jobs. Like some of you may have volunteered, and some of you may have been volunteered by your school to get your job. But no matter how you got this job, I want you to know this. You have a lot of power. You have the keys to the kingdom. the kingdom of learning and literacy. Whether you volunteered or were ordered to do it, you are powerful in your current position. University and advanced degrees. And I know some of them, and they have told me that the difference for them was how friendly their librarian was to them when they were a kid. That originally got them starting to read and to love reading. So when your students come in through that door in your library, your smile signifies to them that you care about them and you want to help. And in that way, you are such an important piece of the chain of literacy. I'm telling you, you got power. You got power. So what will you do with all that power? Today and tomorrow, we're going to learn ways to improve your library, to make it a bright center of learning in your school or your community. And when you return home, I want you to get to know the books, if you don't already. Know the books and the sections of your library so that when students come in and they tell you what they're interested in, you can suggest, oh, you might really like this book. Or go to this section of the library. That's where you're going to find exactly what you want. When you use your power, you bring more light and literacy into the world. So we're looking forward to having 2 fantastic days here with you at Hotel Hana. And we traveled a long way to meet you and to be with you. So I hope that you will feel free to talk to us. We want to talk to you. And don't be shy in the next couple days. This is a very special learning opportunity. Jump in. Let's all make the most of it. Asante sana. Can I introduce? Okay. I want to introduce to you our next speaker. His name is Krish Nathnani, and he is a 15-year-old book drive organizer from the United States. And he is very special.
Thank you, Ms. Chris Bastow, for the wonderful introduction. I'm inspired by you, and thank you for leading the African Library Project for the last 20 years. To all of you, Habari Zenu Wote. Greetings to you all. My name is Krish Nathnani, and I'm a 10th grader at the Harper School in San Jose, California. It's an honor to be here in front of you, sharing my experiences as a book drive organizer in the United States. So to start, I'm going to ask you all a question. How many of you like reading? Raise your hands. That's great. That's all of you, because I love to read too. And whether if I'm on a family vacation or a simple trip to the grocery store, I always have a book by my side. But it was during the COVID-19 pandemic that I realized the true value of holding a physical book in hand. In the United States, all of our school and community libraries were closed due to COVID. All of our learning went online, and we were able to read and access books online. But still, the experience of walking through the aisles of a library, talking with the teacher librarian about a recommendation for a book, and finally checking out the book to read in the comfort of our own home was something that could just not be replicated. This is when I came across the African Library Project and instantly connected with their mission of putting a book in the hands of every young child in Africa. It was so easy for me to understand how this mission could be life-changing to those without book access. So during my first book drive, right in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, I reached out to over 200 households in my neighborhood asking for book donations. Everyone was really eager to help, but they were also scared of spreading COVID, so they left the books right outside of their doorsteps for me to collect. At the time, we didn't really know if books could spread COVID, and so I cautiously picked up the books while wearing gloves and stored them in an open spot in my house for several days before I finally began to pack and organize the books into boxes. After we sent the boxes for shipping, it took several months for the container carrying the books for Spring's Prep School to finally arrive at the Tema port in Ghana. We forwarded the photos of their arrival to all of our generous book donors, and they were so excited to see these that they instantly pledged more book donations for the next library. And this marked the beginning of an annual tradition of mine to organize book drives. in addition to raising books, we also have to raise the money for funds. And the way I did this was by using the lemon trees in my backyard. I used to collect hundreds of lemons on a hot summer day by climbing up my lemon tree and plucking them down. I would squeeze out the lemons and mix them with sugar and water, including those who donated books or money for shipment. And I would also like to give a special shout out to Ms. Pamela Valselman, who is with us here today. We can have a round of applause for her, please. She's been a mentor in helping guide me through all of this, as she was the container manager for the last 3 book drives that I did, for the Queen James School in Ghana, the Retuseng Junior Secondary School in Botswana, and the Okaka Community Library here in Kenya. I'd also like to thank all of the teacher librarians present here with us today. It is your hard work and dedication that allows for an inviting library space for all of the kids to come together and read the books. As I'm standing here in front of you today and I reflect on my experiences as a book drive organizer, I'm reminded that each one of us plays such an important role in the African Library Project. From the U.S. book drive organizers to all of the teacher librarians, from the container managers to all of our African partners. So, as we continue to celebrate reading at this summit, I would invite you all to consider the role of gratitude in our mission. I have a special request for all the teacher librarians here today. Tomorrow, we're going to ask you to record a thank you video for all of the U.S. book drive organizers. Think of a story, a moment that touched your heart, or an impact a book had on one of your students. I remember when I got a message that said, "Your books brought a world of possibilities to a small library," and this message impacted me deeply. I still have that note pinned next to my desk even several years later, and it serves as a constant reminder for the impact that we can all make. So, thank you all for being a part of this mission, and here's to many more chapters of changing lives book by book. Asante Sana.
So thank you very much. Another round of applause for as we await Asa Johansson Primary School to bring us their entertainment item, I want to invite Professor Ipara to introduce the team that he came with from Kibabi University. So, ladies and gentlemen, a 15-year-old would be in which class in our education system? From 2, from 3. So this young man deserves a standing ovation. Can we give him that? Can we stand and clap for him? Thank you very much.
Kilo for Chris!
May I take this opportunity to introduce 2 members of staff from Kibabi University who came with me. The librarian, Samuel Okahia, and the personal assistant to the VC, Dorcas Kusman. Asa Johansson, please. Asa Johansson, please come to the item.
Can you let them face the other way? Can we have them turn around? Turn around for the teacher librarians. Yes, please.
Calma.
Open a book. Just open a book. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these young children are helping us celebrate the reading culture. And therefore, they are telling people to continue opening books and get more knowledge. We have that poem, a small song.
That's talking about time. Those are the front. Check the front line. Those are the backs of the back.
Just face the other side.
Yeah. Those are the back. Just take the back
Don't worry. Find space.
Open and Google, you will find people and places of every kind. Open and Google, you can change anything you want to be. Open and Google, you can share whatever you want to find in there. Open and Google, I read too. You read to me and I read to you. We are going to the library. We are going to the library. We are going to the library and we'll have so much fun. Let us all go to the library. Let us all go to the library. Let us all go to the library and we'll have so much fun. We love our library. Yes, yes, yes. We go for more books. Yes, yes, yes. Let us all go to the library. Let us all go to the library. Let us all go to the library and we'll have so much fun. We can go down and yes, yes, yes. We can go down and yes, yes, yes. Let's bring more books to library. Keep bringing more books to library. Keep bringing more books to library and we shall have sufficient knowledge.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can we give another round of applause to Arthur Johansson from the school? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my great pleasure to invite our chief guest, Professor Ross Obiambo, who is the CEC member for education of Migori County, to make her presentation and give her.
Thank you. All protocols outside. Ladies and gentlemen, before I wear these big shoes of reading His Excellency the Governor of Migori County speech, Dr. Honorable Uchilo Ayako, allow me just to say something very brief before I read the speech. Yeah, I'm trying to bring myself together because I can't believe what I'm seeing today. It's quite humbling. Professor Lulu, I am lost of words, truly lost of words. I didn't know where my governor was sending me to, but from what I've seen, you are a big giant. God bless you. Can you imagine a whole vice chancellor of a university picking a phone call from just a mere associate professor of another university and believing in the dream, driving all the way from Rongo University in 2016. I don't know who your librarian was that you came with. Is he still around?
He's out in Germany for a study, going to be back.
Imagine just to join two crazy women. Our friendship with Deborah Lastig and many of our friends from the US. I know some of you who are from the local Kenyan society, you know Wiser Girls. I learned a lot about spirit of volunteerism, and that is how that school was built, through my collaboration with Duke University. And so when I get sincere friends, like the former board member Deborah Lastig, who was in my university volunteering, when she told me I have a friend and a confidant coming to Kenya, and she has a passion for reading and for library, I believed that is only Professor Gudu who could help, especially this region of Nyanza, where I grew up. I belonged to a university because I think this has been a real thorn in the flesh. Egerton University were asking me, why did you choose Rongo University and not Egerton University, your university? But I knew what I went through, just like Professor Gudu. When I was growing up, I never saw a single library. And I had a lot of interest in biology. But it took the hand of my brother, who was in Maralal working as a civil servant. He bought one book all the way from Maralal, delivered it to me in a school called Ogande Girls in Homa Bay. And that book was called Modern Biology. And as I speak to you now, I can proudly tell you that is the book that pushed me to be a professor in immunology and parasitology as I stand in this classroom. And so this morning, I didn't come to talk about myself, but I came to say what networks can do and what the spirit of volunteerism can do. When I was leaving my university to come to Migori County, as a chief officer in charge of education, youth, sports, culture, gender inclusivity, and social services, I didn't know what I was coming for. But I was warned. People told me, you don't think you will fit in Migori County because of the spirit of Gonya. You know what that means? Yeah. And I told them, I believe God is calling me to Migori County to make a change. And as we speak now, I can confess to you that our Department of Education, when you come there, irrespective of who you are, you will get the help that you need. With the help of His Excellency the Governor, we have managed to distribute scholarships and bursaries to several students without discrimination or favor. And as we speak now, we are also in the process of distributing some. So I want to say that yes, it is possible through one person to change the whole world. I have seen the whole world represented here. So thank you for that. And I want to say that you are a blessed lot to be here with your family and all the nationalities that are represented here. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to read His Excellency's speech and first to give his apology because he would have really wanted to be with you because he's a man of action who believes in education and gives us 100% support in everything that we want to do. So allow me just to read this. He was expecting that there would be honorable members of the assembly and the leadership and also the executive members, but the leadership of Kibabi University, Rongo University, and the leadership of African Library Project, and the partnering organizations, the core staff, the volunteers, and local teacher librarians, the religious leaders, civil society members,
private sector representatives, and all other distinguished guests. Good morning to you. It gives me great pleasure to join you here today at this official launch of the African Libraries Project Summit, hosted by Rongo University and Kibabi University. Libraries play an important role in inculcating a culture of reading, not only among children and youth, but the entire adult population. I'm grateful to the leadership of the African Library Project globally and here in Kenya for conceptualizing such a noble idea and replicating it in several countries across Africa. Summits in Lesotho, Botswana, Ghana, Malawi, and Eswatini. This demonstrates a commitment to literacy excellence in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, my administration continues to demonstrate its commitment to addressing the challenges faced by our students at various educational institutions and in various levels of education. Last year alone, through the governor's merit-based bursaries, we directly supported over 21,000 needy and deserving students in universities and colleges from across all the 8 sub-counties of Migori. And this year, we intend to reach to even more, noting the continued disproportionate negative effects of macro and micro factors to the incomes of households across Migori County and Kenya. Today, as Rongo University and Kibabi University and the ALP partners host this summit, I challenge stakeholders to continue finding partners for non-traditional education donors, such as private sector institutions in banking, telecommunications, mining, since these organizations benefit immensely from income streams of local people. They therefore need to deliver more in terms of corporate social responsibility to the populations they generate profit from. My administration will remain most committed in partnering with Rongo University and the ALP initiatives. We are also glad to see that Rongo University continues to be a trusted partner in the ALP's leadership and partners. To further strengthen this commitment to support ALP through the Department of Education, we are today welcoming you to share the findings of this summit with us. And if there is a role that you see the county government of Migori can play in advancing leadership through ALP's initiatives, we will support wholeheartedly. Allow me to acknowledge the support that each partner has so far played in bringing ALP's vision this far. Since Africa's younger population is growing even faster, let us not rest in our laurels, but work even better and smarter to entrench the reading culture in our youth. Dear delegates, and I believe the delegates are both this side and this side. Dear delegates, I think I've lost that. Allow me to see that. I have noted that ALP's libraries also display items from the community and help preserve local cultures. Cultural preservation and education is important in every society, and I encourage ALP to continue with this practice. At Migori County Government, we have a Department of Culture, which is currently domiciled in the Department of Education. Likewise, we await any recommendations regarding culture that will emanate from this summit. Lastly, allow me to mention and commend the hard work being done by Rongo University in delivering quality education in Kenya and globally. Rongo University continues to be Migori's county's premier higher education institutions. Please give a thank you. Thank you. I also note the continuous growth of Kibabii University. And in this summit that brings multiple stakeholders together, it is the ideal place to learn best practices from one another. God bless you. Tuelimishe watoto wetu. Asante sana. Your Excellency, I have seen the children who have sung here. His Excellency, the Governor, loves buying milk for the Watoto Chekechea. So he has sent me with a little amount of milk of 30,000 that you can give to the children that have performed here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Another round of applause for Professor Odhiambo. Thank you. I now want to invite Professor Jonathan Mulwa to give the vote of thanks.
Good morning. It's still checking time. The sun is almost telling me it's afternoon, but I think it's rushing to get to Tanzania. It's still morning here in Kenya. My work is simple. I'll be assisted by Maria. You can come along. And I think in the program they have said we are giving vote of thanks. I want to say we want to make everybody feel happy for being here. Not just vote of thanks. It's a great achievement to come together to celebrate reading in this day and age. I think I was keen to check around when Chris asked who likes reading. And I can say yes, we like reading. It's not easy, but we've done something. To the chief guest, Professor Rosso Odhiambo, who is the CC member of Migori County and representing the governor. We are happy that you have graced this occasion. Feel honored, Mheshimiwa. LP founder, I think Maria will help me where we have to give kilo. You can do that for me, and we can start with the chief guest.
Okay, kilo for our chief guest, number 1.
We are called Mheshimiwa. To the LP founder, Chris Bradshaw, your effort has brought us here today. You said it's 20 years, it feels just like yesterday. How can we thank you? Except to
give a kilo!
Now I want to move to the LP team, starting with the board members and the LP volunteers from the US. We know it has been a long journey, but courtesy of your support, we are here today and Chris has made it. She can't do it alone. We are very happy for you and we are board for your support. Maria?
To the ALP volunteers and board!
And now to very important people. Where I come from, we say that you can prepare a table, but if the guests don't turn up, then the table is all up to you. And I'm sure it will be a regret. At this time, I want to recognize and appreciate very special people. LP Summit members, and these are the members from Malawi, Lesotho, South Africa, Uganda, Ghana, Botswana, and Kenya. You have brought us here today as we celebrate the reading culture. Why can't we celebrate you as well?
To the ALP delegates.
And now to our hosts, Rombo University Vice Chancellor, Professor. I'm sure it took a lot of leadership and nights of thinking about how this is going to happen. But here we are. It has happened, is happening, it will happen successfully, along with your management team and senators from Rombo University. We appreciate your presence, we acknowledge your support, and we are humbled. This also goes to Kibabi University, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ipara Odea, almost coding director. I think I worked with him for several years as director. And the team you have here, the librarian and the personal assistant. We know the other side is not very close, but you took your time to be here with us. So Maria for Rombo University and Kibabi University, we go.
Let's do it!
And now I'll move to this other side. Teacher librarians are present. The teachers present and principals for the schools who are here with us feel honored. We want to acknowledge your presence and appreciate your participation in this. This is all about you. They can bring the books, we need the readers. You have brought us the readers.
To our amazing teacher librarians!
And now our appreciation goes to the various schools here with us. Precisely, I want to mention Surrey Primary, Holistic Space Academy, Asa Johnson. They have entertained us. I'm sure we are happy for the entertainment. We appreciate you. Maria can do it for you.
For our fabulous entertainment!
And for those who may not know, while we were here, our partners from all over the world were able to follow us through the media team. We were live on YouTube. They deserve a round of applause.
For all of our supporters all over the world!
There is a team that worked tirelessly to make sure that this event happens. I don't know Maria will do it because she was part of that team. This team was led by Julie Freeman from the other side, LP organizing team. And from this side, Dr. Elisha Omoso. I think the two can stand. Even if not the entire team, they represent a big team that did a lot of work. Maria.
For Julie Freeman and Dr. Amoso!
And finally, all of us, it was all about us. If we were not here, who else would have been here? Can we applaud ourselves? And to God for enabling us to be here, we cannot forget Him. And I think we have somebody coming in to just say special thanks to God because we've seen His presence. And God is always rainy sometimes. In fact, in the evening we were very worried when we started seeing some drizzles. But we prayed that for today, not until we are done. And He has granted our wishes. Thank you very much. You have made us feel the warmth. Back to the... Maria, you can say something? Okay, fine. Back to the...
We need to do something for Maria for the good work that she has done. But now,
Maria, you are used to kilo. We can give you a factorial just to do it different for you. 3. Sile ya Nyayo for those who come from Kenya. 3 factorial. 1, 2, 3 together. 1, 2, then 1. And the 1 should be very heavy for Maria. We can go. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Professor Mulwa and Maria, for giving the vote of thanks. We also want to appreciate you. Allow me to bring before you a few announcements, even as we move towards closure. First and foremost, after the ceremony, we will have a group photo, so please don't walk away. We will have a group photo, and Maria will guide us from where to where we are going to have it. Then secondly, everyone is invited for lunch at the restaurant after the function. Please, you will be guided accordingly. There are name tags that were given to the teacher librarians, and if you look at the back of the name tags, there are some stars that, yes, the tags, the caps.
On the front of the name tag.
At the front, there is a color, and those colors will correspond. So the vice chancellors, that is Ogogo University and Chibabu University, together with the LP founder and our chief guest, please, you'll be guided accordingly after the ceremony, after closure, so that you can have a brief interview with our media house. Then there is one change in the schedule that was shared to the teacher librarians. There is one change. Instead of meeting in Masai Mara room, you will use this building that is just across the pathway on the second floor. When you go there will be proper directions to the rooms that you're going to use for the workshop. Then tonight we are going to have a cultural sharing, or what we call a cultural night or party after the workshop. So all the delegates, you are invited, and the buses will then take you to your hotels or residences at 8:30 p.m. That is after the party. So we'll have a cultural party after the workshops, and then the delegates will be taken to their hotels at 8:30. So please feel invited. Finally, there is a we have a little amendment on that announcement. Only those who have the yellow color on their tags will go to the second floor. So the rest, you will also be guided accordingly. Finally, there was a token of appreciation that has just been given from the office of the governor, and we want to share it with the schools as has been guided right now before we close. And so I want to invite the representatives or leaders of the three schools that are here, that is Holistic Space Academy, Surrey Primary, and Asa Johnson. Please, let's have one of your representatives each coming forward so that we can receive the token. Holistic Space Academy, Asa Johnson Primary, and Surrey Primary School. Please step forward. As they come, I will also request that Holistic Space Academy gets ready to come and give lead the last prayer that is in giving a presentation, and then we'll move to the closing prayer, the anthems and then the closing prayer. So the representatives, please come. Thank you, the governor, the chief guest. We just want to present the token from the governor for our schools. We had 3 schools. It is 10,000. So we are going to share, it is 30,000 in total. We are going to share 10,000 per school to the floor. Thank you so much. So we start with Asa Johansson. I will request some of my committee members to come and help me give this out. Professor Mulwa, Lynn, and Irene, to be gender sensitive. to ask. We are requesting that because the government gave a token, we are requesting the chief priest also to take a photo with them as we hand over the gift. So, Pastor Johnson, this is 10,000 given by you. Yeah. And the government today. Thank you so much, Pastor Johnson. Then we have Sari. 10,000. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And finally, we have a listing presented by Madam Irene Machado. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, teachers, for preparing the children. May God bless you so much.
We invite Holistic Space Academy to lead us in doing the anthems. Holistic Space Academy. So as we wait for Holistic Academy to come and lead us in doing the anthems as we close, please remember the announcements that we just gave. We will have our two vice chancellors, Professor Udu and Professor Kupara, together with the ALP founder and our chief guest, handling a brief interview with our media team. And please, the delegates, don't forget that there will be a cultural night or party after the workshop. You are all welcome. You will have your transport organized at 8:30 p.m. back to your hotels or residence. And the name tags will guide you to the rooms from which you will be having the workshops. And those with the yellow tags, those with the colored name tags that have the yellow color, we will go to the building that is just across the road. Across the road. Thank you very much. We request everyone to be upstanding for attention so that we can take the national anthem. And then Sister Irene Achai will come and give the closing prayer. Thank you.
Stand attention for the national anthem in English, stanza 1.
African anthem.
We are praying. Father, in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we want to give you glory. We want to give you honor. We want to thank you for the opportunity of bringing us together as a family. Thank you, Jehovah Lord, for the LP project. Thank you, King of Glory, for the impact that it has in the lives of our children. We want to thank you for bringing our delegates here safely, even our guest, King of Glory. As we depart, Jehovah Lord, we pray that your Holy Spirit may guide us, that you may be with us, direct our steps. So we pray, trusting and believing in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now move to the walkway for the group photo. We'll move to the walkway for the group photo, and Maria will guide us accordingly. Thank you.
Interview.
Nazifanyia tu hapo after they take the group photo. Ama we need all these bomb and color.
Maybe get check it. Oh, 50 hours. What is it? Don't take a picture. Aku kaji dong, boleh bagi tengok kajinya. Dami dia maronggo ni mana kau kan? Dami dia maronggo. Klasik macam. Ada dua. Kaso di kaso. Ahora ni se yo ya nagara. Kaso amo misling. Hello. Kada ni di. Se yo yo. Wah. Lagi. Kali za moro sio kodi, lakini sehemu ni moro kani. Well. Obote ano kadi kiko kadi na gawa na spread. Record. Kita konsultasi, kita romo sebenarnya konsultasi. Negi were, mama chango de. Yo ngambil kan? When did you?
I was in Toboya. I was in Mazigaburi.
When?
Not teaching as a student, many years.
You want to say squishing,
When I was there.
think thin, lose weight? What do you want us to do?
No. Yeah, 2011.
2011? I think I joined after that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
Is this the radio?
No, no.
Is this-
Are we on? No, I don't know. You know, if you are invited, just come close. Just come close. Yeah. We are in your hands now.
Sir, we are ready. You can brief us how many schools benefit this time, the quality of the books you're donating, and so far the progress of this project in terms of literacy level of the community.
I need to get the statistics. Allow me to get the statistics.
I know the statistics.
You know the statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah. We start with Chris.
Okay. I know what's what.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Chris Bradshaw with the African Library Project, and we have so far started 247 libraries in Migori and Kibabi counties. We have a container, actually it's stuck in Mombasa right now, but it has another 60 libraries headed here. It'll be here on Friday, we hope. So we have reached out to over 4,000 libraries in sub-Saharan Africa so far in 13 countries, and we are incredibly delighted to be hosted today by Rongo and Kibabi in Migori County to celebrate reading and the culture of reading and the gains we're making in literacy.
Why are we losing the reading culture?
What?
Why are we losing the reading culture?
Losing it? Did I say you were losing it?
As before, people could scramble for a few books in school. Currently, it's not the case.
Oh, you mean now you're losing it? Don't ask me, I don't live here.
Yeah, we can respond to that.
Right here. The education department. Oh, yeah.
May I respond to that? Yeah. I think the reading culture is going down from where we started, simply because there's lack of the libraries. Children don't have the books in their hands to read at night or over the weekends, and therefore the reading culture is going down a bit because again there is a younger generation who are coming in. When we were studying those days, we were a little maturer, and therefore we understood what the school is all about and why you should read, but we didn't have the books. So the reading culture went down simply because there's lack of libraries so that each student would have a book to read. But now with the libraries coming in, we expect the reading culture to go up again. Thank you.
Probably, I think it's the third or fourth time you're giving out this book. Is the objective of this particular project being met?
The objective is met. We are so happy because the intention was to have as many schools having library as possible. And therefore, because every year we get these books from US, and then we distribute to different schools. So the objective of having the libraries changing the lives of the communities and also the pupils are being met. We do that because we see the children, more and more libraries are in schools, and therefore reading culture is improved, the performance in schools is improved, and therefore we believe our objective, the original objective, is being met.
I also wish to add that apart from distributing books, there's also a program to train teacher librarians and community librarians. So that enhances their capacity to organize libraries and interest the children, the teachers, and the community in the libraries, and therefore embracing the reading culture. My name is Professor Ipara Odeo, Vice Chancellor, Kibabi University.
Thank you. Prof, may you want to add something?
Yeah. I'm Professor Rosa Odhiambo, the Chief Officer in charge of Education, Youth, Sports, Culture, Gender and Social Services, Migori County. representing His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Chilo Ayako. We are so delighted to meet the African Library team, together with Rongo University and Kibabi team. It's actually very humbling to see that this side of the country is getting libraries. And when you have children who can read, you remove the art of idleness and increase also the knowledge and the thirst for knowledge. It is incredibly important to know that even right now, the county government has received a devolved function from the national government. So we are also emphasizing on developing community libraries so that the normal populace can continue to read and avoid many other things, especially for boys and girls, the issues of triple threat, issues of early pregnancies, HIV and AIDS, and be able to be productive. And also we are glad to see the connectivity that this African Library project has done to all the African countries that have benefited from it. And we look forward to this process spreading to the whole of Kenya and many other places. And we truly appreciate what Rongo University has done within this short span. And I believe out of this, many professors will come out of this, not just the 3 that are standing here. Thank you.
As a committee, you handle ECD, the foundation of education. We have enough resources to instill this reading culture. What are we doing?
Thank you very much. I think when I started, I said that as a county, we are in charge of the ECD. ECD is a foundation of learning. And I would say without fear of contradiction that we will approach the African Library so that they can be able to bring us in, so that we can be able to equip our ECD centers to have the best exposure so that this reading culture can be inculcated just as the children are starting from their early learning experience.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.